Father Abraham, have mercy on me. Please, Father Abraham, have mercy on me. That's compassion. That's crying for mercy. Listen, if you really believe, other than lip service, if you really believe there's a hell, surely you've shed a tear for somebody. A cry of compassion, an intercessory prayer. Got down on your knees and said, God, please give me the opportunity to talk to this individual. God, please send somebody by their way. Please, God. I don't want to see them. They won't talk to me. They've rejected my witness. They've rejected me. God, send somebody by them. Lord, I don't live close to them anymore. Send somebody out there. You would think we would. You would think that if we believed it, and it wasn't just for there, it's necessarily a lip service that we were giving ourselves and the church and everybody around us just on Sunday, that we would literally try to cry out for those individuals. You know what? If we really believed that, I wouldn't necessarily be offended when they rejected me and I'd keep trying to come back to them. I wouldn't let it hurt my feelings. Because I would think that their soul is more important than that. I would think that there's more value in there than that. I understand we could technically, oh, well, I told them. I mean, you could technically do that. But I don't believe the Lord would buy it. I think the Lord would kind of look at your heart and go, trying to pull a fast one on me, boy. Trying to do the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law. There's a compassion that will bring tears. I tell you another one there in that verse you find here. Of course, now we got to remember this man, he is in hell. He is there. We're not trying to make a comparison to the church, trying to put the church in hell, but what we're using as a reverse comparison here. This man is in hell. You know what he's crying for? He's crying for mercy. Yeah. And you would think that a confession of that sight would cry out for mercy. You would think that if I confess in my heart as a child of God, God, I don't have a burden for lost souls like I ought to. Lord, help me have a more burden for lost souls. That's a cry for mercy. I want to at least, Lord, burden my heart. Lord, if there's something wrong in me that I don't care about a lost soul, then there's something wrong here, Lord. Don't let me get so callous. I understand, Lord, that they've made their decision, but still, I don't have to enjoy it. I don't have to revel in the fact, man, you're going to burn in hell, boy. I don't have to revel in that fact or be so callous toward that individual. I mean, believe me, now listen, I believe that if a man does something, I want to see him get saved. But now if he's worthy of death, I understand that. I'm talking about the eternal situation, his eternal destination. I'll be able to cry out for mercy. I'll be able to do that. There'll be some compassion there. It ought to bring this man who's waited too late, he cries out for mercy. Even a child of God, and even though we know we'll never go to hell, you know what? We can still cry out for mercy. We can still cry and should. You know, if more churches would do that and get off of the programs and trying to do all the programs and all the little circuses and everything and all that and get down to serious business of lost souls, I truly believe if the churches would do that, if they would turn back to God, the churches, not America, the churches would turn back to God and quit worrying about, well, you know, we didn't get enough for Lottie Moon and we didn't get enough for this and we ain't got enough over here and we've got to have all the new Sunday school rooms and we got to, listen, I understand having things, but if we would get serious as a church and the churches in America would get serious about turning back to God and about the primary function of what the church is supposed to do, which is minister, then America might just twitch a little bit. I'm not going to say it'll be a revival, but it may be something. We can pray. But you know what? It's going to have to start at the church house. It's going to have to start there. It's going to have to start out with compassion. And listen, I understand that the people walking around out there, man, they got the big hoop things in their ears, they got the stuff in their nose, and their hair's all crazy, and tattoos up off this side and down the other. And I know that they don't act like us, and I know that they don't talk like us, and I know that they've got problems, and I know that they're probably not living right. But you know what? They still need Jesus. Yes. They're still going to burn in hell. Yes. They're still, if that something doesn't happen that change their course and their destination, if they're not saved, they're going to end up just like that man. And they're going to be lifting up their eyes in hell, and they're going to be screaming out, "Have mercy." And we're going to be sitting up here in our suit and our tie, fat, happy,